Hello everyone, it's Mr. McNeil here. So in this lesson we are going to learn how to solve equations where there are two operations. Okay, your success criteria is we're going to write, you need to be able to know BIDMAS, and you need to be able to do BIDMAS backwards going from the S to the B. Apply the inverse operation in the correct order and solve to find the value of the unknown. So to start with, give yourself 10 minutes, pause the video and do these 6 retrieval questions. Okay, if you still haven't done them and you haven't paused the video yet, remember to pause the video. So here's the answers. Round 82,883.32, so that rounds to 83,000. The next one is 0.019, and because they're all decimal numbers we don't need the rest of the numbers. And part 3 is 2,200. Solve 2x plus 11 equals 21. Well, if we take away 11 from 21 we get 2x equals 10, and we divide by 2 we get x equals 5. Solve 3x over 6 equals 6. Well, we need to multiply by 6, so 3x equals 36, and then we need to divide by 3, so x equals 12. Work out 2 over 12 times 4 over 9, and the answer is 1 over 9. Factorize 3x plus 33, so we need to put brackets into that. Well, the common factor of 3 and 33 is 3, so it's 3 bracket x plus 11, and 1482 divided by 6 is 247. Okay, so moving on, we're going to look at the expression in the numerator. So we're going to look at equations like this: a plus 4 divided by 7 equals 10. Now look at this type of a fraction. The divide line of the fraction covers all of a plus 4. So if you imagine there's brackets around the a plus 4, all of that is divided by 7. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to multiply both sides by 7. Okay, so the opposite of divide by 7 is multiply by 7. So we get a plus 4 equals 70, and then we subtract 4 from both sides, we get a equals 66. So this is the one, you're going to copy this down as we go along. So write down a plus 1 all over 5. Notice I use the word all over, equals 10. Okay, we're going to multiply both sides, the left hand side and the right hand side of that equation, by 5. So a plus 1 equals 50. And now we're going to we're going to take away 1 from both sides of that equation, and you get a equals 49. Now if you look at that, we can check have we got the right answer by substituting a equals 49 back into the equation. Look at the equation, a plus 1 all over 5 equals 10. So 49 plus 1 is 50, and 50 divided by 5 equals 10. So we know we're right. Okay, so give yourself a couple of minutes and you do b plus 3 all over 4 equals 7. Pause the video now. Okay, so the answer, you should have got b equals 25. Next example, a minus 1 all over 5 equals 10. So we've got a minus 1 all divided by 5. So the opposite of divide by 5 is multiply by 5. So a minus 1 equals 50. The opposite of take away 1 is add 1. So a equals 51. Now you do b minus 3 all over 4 equals 7. Pause the video. You should have got times by 4, then add 3 to get b equals 31. Example, 3a minus 1 all over 5 equals 10. So the last thing that happened to that was that it was divided by 5. So the opposite of divide by 5 is multiply by 5. So 3a minus 1 equals 50. Add 1, because we want to get rid of the 1. 3a equals 51. Divide by 3, a equals 17. Okay, so the next one, 3a plus 1 all over 5 equals 10. So we multiply by 5 to both sides. That gives us 3a plus 1 equals 50. Then we take away 1 from both sides. So 3a equals 49. And finally we divide by 3. So a equals 49 over 3, or 16 and a third. Okay, you pause the video and you do those two questions on the we do. Okay, if you haven't paused the video yet, pause the video now before I reveal the answers. Okay, multiply by 4 gives you that. Add 3 gives you that. And divide by 5 gives you b equals 31 over 5, which can be turned into a mixed number of 6 and a fifth. And the second one, multiply by 4, take away 3, gives you, divide by 5 gives you b equals 5. Okay, look at this one. Minus 1 plus 3a all over 5 equals 10. So in our BIDMAS backwards, so we treat that dividing line as brackets, so that's going to be done last. So we have to multiply by 5, and I'm going to just change it around to make it a little bit more easier to work with. 3a minus 1 equals 50. I'm going to add 1, so 3a equals 51, and now I'm going to divide by 3 because a has been multiplied by 3 to get a equals 17. On this one, minus 1 plus 51a all over 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5. So 51a minus 1, I just swap the two terms around. Remember, when you're swapping terms around, the sign belongs to the term that it's in front of. So the minus 1 will always be minus 1 no matter where you put it. Now I'm going to add 1. Now minus 50 add 1 is minus 49. Now I'm going to divide by 51. So a equals negative 49 over 51. Okay, you pause the video and do the next two questions. If you haven't paused the video yet, pause it now. Okay, ready for the answers. I multiplied by 4. I then took away 3. And I then divided by 5. So you should have got b equals 5. And the second one, I multiplied by 4. I then add 2. I then divide by 5 and I get b equals 6. This one here, 1 plus 51a over 5 equals negative 10. So multiply by 5. 51a plus 1 equals negative 50. Take away 1. 51a equals negative 51. Divide by 51. That gives you a equals minus 1. Okay, you pause the video now and you do the next one. Okay, if you haven't paused the video yet, pause it now. Okay, so ready for the answer. Multiplied by 4, take away 2, divide by 5. So you get 9 over 5, which is the equivalent of 1 4/5. Okay, so now do some questions. So pause the video, give yourself about 10 minutes to do these questions. Okay, so I'm going to reveal the answers. use different color pen and mark your work. Okay, there's some more questions. We're going to try these ones now. Pause the video again. Okay, if you haven't paused the video yet, pause the video now. So Here's the answers. Mark your work, check that you've got them all right, and then you'll be ready to move on. So if the unknown is in the denominator, so we've got 4 divided by a equals 9. Okay, ideally we want an answer to be a equals something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the unknown. I'm going to multiply by a. So if I multiply 4 divided by a, that will leave me with 4 on its own. So that would be 4 equals 9a. Now all I have to do is divide by 9. So a equals 9 over 4. Okay. The second one, I multiply by a again. That will tell me that 2a equals 4. I divide by 2, so a equals 2. And if you look at these, you can substitute a equals 2 so into that. So 2 equals 4 divided by 2, which is correct. So you pause the video and try these two. So try starting off with multiplying by b for both of them. That will give you some help. Okay, ready for answers? Multiply by b. 7b equals 6. Divide by 7. b equals 6 over 7. Again, multiply by b. That gives you a straightforward b equals 6. And you think about it, if you substitute b equals 6, 6 divided by 6 is 1. So 8 equals 4 over a. I'm going to multiply by a again because a is on the bottom. And I have to multiply left hand side by a and right hand side by a. So that would tell me that 8a equals 4. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 8. That will tell me that a equals 4 over 8, which is a half. 3 equals 6 over 2a. This looks a bit more complicated, but we don't have to multiply by 2 and then multiply by a. We can multiply by 2a in one go. So I'm going to multiply both left hand side and right hand side by 2a. So what is 3 times 2a? It's 6a, and that gives you 6 on its own. If I divide by 6, that tells me that a equals 1. And if we substitute a equals 1 back into 6 over 2a, we've got 6 over 2, which is 3. So you pause the video now and you do the next two questions. Okay, ready for answers? Multiply by b. 5b equals 6, divide by 5. b equals 6 over 5, or 1 1/5. The second one we're going to multiply by 2b. 10b equals 10, so b equals 1. Okay, we've got 4 over a. Now this time we've got a fraction. Right, there might be a few more steps, but we just take it simple. I'm going to multiply by a first. So that would tell me that 4 equals a over 9. Now a has been divided by 9. I'm going to multiply by 9. So a equals 36. Okay. So on this one, same procedure again. I'm going to multiply by a. So that tells me 4 equals 3a over 8. Now I'm going to multiply by 8 because I want the 3a on its own, and 3a has been divided by 8. So 32 equals 3a. And now I'm going to divide by 3. So a equals 32 over 3, or 10 2/3. Okay, on this equation, we've got 4 divided by 2a equals 3 divided by 11. So again, we look at the 2a, and a is in the denominator. So we multiply both sides of the equation by 2a. That will give us 4 equals 6a over 11. Now we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 11. That will give us 44 equals 6a. And now to get a on its own, we still have to divide by 6. So 44 over 6 equals 22 over 3, which equals 7 1/3. So now you pause the video and you try the we do. Okay, so the answer, so we times by a, then we times by 6, then we divide by 5, and we get 18 over 5. Here are some questions. You do these questions, pause the video for 10 minutes, and then restart the video when you're ready to mark your work. Okay, so Here's the answers. So use a different coloured pen to mark your work. So your success criteria for this lesson was that you were able to do BIDMAS in reverse. So if it was 2x plus 3, we had to take away 3 and then divide by 2.